moving one step ahead to f3. This is looking very bad. And how smooth and flawless has Fabi made this look?
It's like a symphony orchestra. It's like, you know, you bring all the instruments to the king side. The way that he's coordinated his piece is really beautiful. Every move played with intention. First rook f7, then queen h4. And there is a feeling of just total dexterity when you watch these top players handle attacks and pieces so smooth. He plays f4 at the perfect moment when all of the pieces are involved in the attack. This one seems to be very close to being over.
You're making it sound like poetry right now. The way Fabi's played with the black pieces. Every single piece on the board and every pawn doing its job. Is this a sort of a one for the history books to learn how to attack, David?
Yeah, textbook stuff, just for all the chess kids out there. Yeah, just look at this game in terms of how to coordinate your pieces. And yeah, this is the type of game we rarely see at the top level where it's just so one-sided. It's often, I shouldn't say this, but it's the type of game you see when it's a higher-rated player versus a lower-rated player. One side is passive, the other side is the one doing all the work, improving their pieces. But at least he's got the queens off. Nice move there.
He's going to end up without any other pieces after f takes e3, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, f takes e3, you just win. I mean, you can also play f3 too, but f takes e3 is just material, grabbing some material. But okay, I guess like you're not getting mated, you know what I mean? So I'm not getting mated anymore, but I will lose some material here at the very least.
Yeah, but at least, yeah, that's step one. Don't get checkmated.
Don't get checkmated.
That's the only way to have any chance of winning the game, by not getting checkmated.
I don't know what he's playing against f takes e3. There is bishop c3, but then black can take on f2 and deflect the king with bishop to h2, winning in exchange. So I think Fabi is asking himself the same thing. Maybe h4 by white to chase the knight away first, but I don't see what that changes, even if the knight hibernates on h7. And Fabi, he's come to the same conclusions, and h4 is the idea, but this doesn't change anything. The knight has done its job.
Wow, f3, ugly stuff, but at least he's found an escape square for his knight. He's going to be 2 pawns down, however, at the very minimum, after pawn takes pawn simply on this square. Fabi doesn't need to rush. This pawn is not going away in the near future. There's still a pin along the f line. Oof.
He's got that passer, though, on d5. Maybe he's pinning his hopes on that.
Sure. Also the time, too, as well. I mean, he's under a minute here. I mean, honestly, this was a masterclass. This was a crush compared to 2 days ago. This is a whole different Fabi, especially with the black pieces, too, as well. They say win with white, draw with black, top-level chess. But here, he's looking like he's about to win with black, and then you're going to give me the white pieces. And we're looking, you know, this could be another type of match here, completely turned around, having to beat Nodirbek twice today if he wants to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and I said it before the game started, rest days, they're the worst. I hate rest days. I think I went through a 2-year period where I always performed badly after a rest day. You just lose all momentum. And Abdusattorov, he was playing like a god in the first section of this tournament. Fabi yesterday, he stayed match sharp. He was playing games. He's still in the zone. It's just so incredibly hard to play after a rest day. It feels like he's lost everything, all the power he had, basically, just from 2 days ago. Abdusattorov, this first game at least, he needs to just get it out of his system. He's crashing to defeat here. It's still a long way to go, but not an auspicious start.
That is so interesting. Do you guys agree that having that rest day when you've got this great form going, you've got the momentum in the tournament, we've seen the way Nodirbek has been performing. He's the one who actually knocked down Fabiano Caruana to the losers bracket. And then you get this free day, which to us might feel great. You've got the opportunity to prepare. But does that also hamper your momentum in the tournament?
Yeah, it depends how you're doing. When you're losing a lot of games, it's great to get a rest day. Even if you don't feel like having a rest day, you feel like, I want to play again. But you're actually tilting, and you're losing a lot of games. When you're playing extremely well, I agree completely with David. You want to sit down and play. You're playing well. You know, everything's happening. And then suddenly, that break in momentum, it can really hurt you. Nodirbek's still trying here, but Fabi, I think, has enough time and enough technique to put this one home.
Yeah, 2 pawns up, a little bit of extra time on the clock. It should be a matter of technique, as they say. I hate that phrase, but I just used it there. And he just needs to make sure that somehow he gets his knight into the game again for black. He needs to make sure that at least one of his extra pawns survives, and he also wants to ensure that white's past d-pawn, you've alluded to it a few times there, Danya, it doesn't at least cause some distraction a bit later on. Pushing now, bypassing the white knight.
I love that move. I loved it. I loved it because King G2 was super annoying. I was like, yo, King G2 is so annoying.
Yeah, it is very annoying because it wins the e-pawn.
It wins the e-pawn, right? And
Prophylaxis.
exactly. You wanted to play G6, but now he's going to G4. That was the whole idea of G5. very strong from Fabi, right? Saying, what did you want to play? Oh, you want to play King G2. If I play G6, you go King G2, then you move the knight back. I go G5. When you play King G2, I play G4, as we see on the board. Very strong from Fabi, but got to move a little bit faster here. And of course, when the time gets low, as we've seen before with that game with Musar, Jules, he was winning, right? Things were fine, got low on time, and it collapsed completely. So he is getting in that territory.
The players are playing on seconds. Amazing chess, but they burnt the clock while getting there. And now the e3 pawn is under fire. You could jump with that knight to the edge of the board, but the white rook will pick up the e3 pawn. This is...
Yeah, but you win a piece there, I think. Knight f4, knight h3, and rook f2. And Fabi has to see that. If he sees it, he wins. Does he see that knight h5 wins? I think it wins a piece.
20
I
seconds.
think you're right. Will he play it?
Same amount of time.
He does it.
Knight h5.
It's still not over even. He's going to win this knight on f1, and Nodirbek's going to send his d pawn down the board.
It's happening as we speak. Daniel, knight h3 check. You can give a check with the rook. You can win that knight, but white does pick up a bunch of pawns. The players are playing on seconds now. You're up a piece, but that knight is far away from play. The d pawn is advancing. How?
Take g4.
Is this tough, or is this easy for Fabi to convert?
The good thing is he doesn't have too much choice. The black knight now is stranded, but it only has 2 squares to come back to. He finds a nice good
d6
square.
might lose the knight. Fabi might be trying to give it away for the d pawn, but that ensuing rook endgame isn't as easy as I think Fabi thinks it is.
Ooh. Yeah, practical, this is tough. He was just in this situation with Jules. The 2 knights and the rook, trying to figure it out, trying to be accurate. Oh, snap, I'm in time trouble. I lose, right? Now here, okay, losing is a hard one. It's going to be very hard to lose this white. I mean, with black. But, of course, winning is definitely difficult with, look at this, under 10 seconds now. King f7.
8, 7, Nodirbek has to make a move, and 5.
He just gives the knight back. And now we're in a rook game where it might be equal.
Whoa!
My
The
goodness.
bar rises up.
But what does Nodirbek do? Because rook is coming to d4. This is actually almost impossible to defend. Let's see if Nodirbek can pull off the unimaginable, and he is, so far, making all the right moves, attacking the a7 pawn that we've forgotten about since the middle game.
Yeah, spotting counterplay, going active with the white rook, finding targets.
This might be an objective draw now.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard psych blow. That's going to be a hard psychology blow. Now, of course, you know, win with white, draw with black. Hey, if I draw, it is what it is. I didn't lose, but, man, I was winning. You know what I mean? And it definitely
Still not
hurts.
easy for white, because rook b5 is met with c4, and there's a skewer on the 5th rank.
Ooh, cute.
Threatening a
made
maiden
it.
one, rook b8 check.
Another one. And he's chasing the queenside pawns using the threat of checkmate to win Tempe. Amazing defense.
Beautiful
my
defense.
goodness. Yeah,
he's going to hold.
He's going to check and takes, and we have a draw here, guys. We have a draw on our hands.
And now
Unbelievable.
Fabi's the one who's got less time on the clock, losing a pawn after another pawn. A4 marches down, but this one will end in a draw. Is this one of the biggest turnarounds that we've seen?
Close, very close. I mean, well, yeah, we're just going to have to say yes to that. Like, Nodirbek was definitely losing. The position was gross. I mean, imagine with the queen on h4 and the pawn on f4. How did you get out of this, right?
He was down
and
a
now
piece.
it's a draw. He was down a piece, correct.
Still tricky is Fabiano threatening rook g6 and rook g5. The one thing that would kill white right now is a rook trade. Avoid that like the plague, and Nodirbek.
Go forward.
King d7 is
Go
forced, but
forward.
that's a complication because black can step up with his king.
Ooh, we
And
got
there's still some
ourselves-
work to do.
Come on, Danny.
Oh, but that's a buzzkill.
And now you can give a check. Drive the king to the edge of the board.
Man,
Repetition coming up.
this guy doesn't miss.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's actually a pretty repetition
Sick.
that we're going to see now.
Sick. Look at this. Draw. Forced, right? Just check, 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 check. Yeah.
Nowhere for the black king to hide. The game
Unbelievable.
is about to be drawn. Wow. I wrote him off too soon. I cursed Fabi there. I jinxed Fabi. What a save by Abdusattorov.
I would be so mad. I'm not even gonna lie. It's hard not to be mad at a game like that if you're Fabi. Really, you have to really get over that fast, get to the next game.